I've seen people who get stuck for a long time just because they had bad advice, and that bad advice, they executed to the best of their ability, and then it didn't work out, so they got frustrated, and then they thought that they were bad, and that leads to people quitting. So right now, I'm hopping on the internet because one advantage I had when I picked up guitar is I was already a musician through school, so I knew what advice to avoid and what was good. So I'm gonna hop online and basically just scan through some of the advice and just give my commentary on what I, as a teacher and longtime guitar player musician, think. I haven't been on Reddit in a long time, but this is where I would probably look for information besides YouTube as a newbie, but maybe that'll be a different video, scouring some YouTube videos and give my opinion, if you guys like this one. Why is the worst part of being a musician dealing with other musicians? Flakiness, lack of ambition, lack of effort, not being bothered to invest in decent or even necessary equipment, stubbornness while also not contributing anything. They don't do all of it, but most of them do at least some of it. Why are we like this? So I'll read some other people's advice and then I'll give my input on it. I think it's because being a good musician and being a good bandmate are two completely different skills. Talent gets people in the room, but reliability, communication, preparation, and humility are what keep a band together. The good news is that once you find people who treat it like a commitment instead of just a hobby, everything becomes a lot more enjoyable. They're just harder to find. I don't agree that they're harder to find. Like you will, once you find a good group, just like find a bunch more, but I don't believe myself to be the end-all be-all in terms of skill, and I think I'm pretty mean, but people just approach me and talk to me and start conversations, and I don't want any more friends. I have too many friends. If you put out good energy and you look like that type of person, you'll just attract the right people a lot of times. So if you're a good hang, I think you will likely find good hangs. People that like the idea of being in a band but not actually being in a band. There's a lot of people who just don't want to practice, don't want to rehearse. They just want to like maybe hang, maybe tell people they're in a band, play some songs they like, but when it's time for like live, they just like they haven't practiced, they haven't really cared, haven't given that much effort. In one of my bands, I had to have a talk with somebody who was a friend. So I had to like have a talk with them because my other friends were like, they're not putting in the work. And it was an awkward conversation for me to have. I didn't want to have it, but it was very necessary because I was the like de facto band leader. I feel like the original post, you might have this problem a lot if you're scared to have hard conversations. Everyone has different goals in life at different time. Not everyone wants to play 3 shows a weekend, and some are happy to do it while in hope of becoming famous. Others are content with 1 show per week or even month. It's very hard to get good performers that all have the same goals. Also don't agree with that. Did I mention that there are people whose goals keep changing all the time? That does happen. To have a long-lasting, cohesive band takes practically an act of God. No, it doesn't. It takes finding like-minded people, and you can usually see what kind of person someone is, but you just might like someone more than someone else. There are people who I would be great bandmates with, I can already tell, because they'd be serious, we'd get gigs and stuff. I just don't really want to hang out with them, so I don't ask them. First part of most jobs is dealing with other people. This is the advice I was looking for. Being in a band or playing music in general involves being good with people. If you're going to be playing with people, playing for people, entertaining people, being around drunk people, you gotta be good with people. People who can't be arsed to learn the stuff or even turn up to rehearsal but insist they're still going to make it. There are some people with just skill, and if you haven't already made it, it's unlikely your skill is just going to pop up. But the thing most people don't realize is even some natural talents have just been putting in the work for forever. Like, I didn't realize when Michael Jackson dropped Off the Wall, he already had an album out. But at that point, he was I think like 21, and he'd already been a professional musician for like 15 years. So no wonder when he breaks out solo, he already had something going for him. A lot of it's hard work, and I'm of the belief that anyone can learn it if they're willing to put in the work, and that work isn't always the same for everyone. But if you really just sit down and say, I want to solve this, what can solve this? I believe it will come to fruition. Let's see, maybe a few more. Now I'm done with this thread. All right, now let's go over to the other guitar advice. That was just a bunch of musician advice. What's the best piece of guitar advice you've ever received? Most people don't know jack shit about music and guitar playing. You can play 3 chords and they will think you're the next guitar hero. They won't care if you're not playing perfect because they can't even see it. So don't bother stressing over a couple wrong notes. They're already impressed the moment you pick up your guitar. This is advice that brought me out of my bedroom playroom. You should not be worried what people think. I I got so deep into it, I was playing really good stuff, but I thought people might know the tricks I was using, so I had to change it up to show them, oh, I'm a musician capable of thinking, I don't suck. If you're playing the pentatonic scale, it's because it sounds good. So what if I play that every time I play guitar? It's my sound. I like it. It sounds good. And it does a lot of damage. If anyone in the band asks if you can play bass just until we find someone else, never do it. They'll never find someone else. I mean, I found a lot of good bass players, they play guitar and then they try bass and they're like, this is really fun. What made me a better guitar player is when I started playing bass for a church, and then like I had an inkling to get better, and I'm so glad I put in that time playing bass because my songwriting's getting better, and understanding bass just taught me more about music. I have a huge respect for the bass, and a lot of times I think if a guitarist switches to bass, they become a better musician because they start using their ears, their rhythm, and like pretty much serving the band more. Learn how to play the whole song. That one's very important because if you're playing, it doesn't matter how well you play. If you forget a section in the song, it's very embarrassing, especially when you're on a paying gig. And that's a good way not to get called back, that I know myself. So learn to play the whole song. And also, like, if someone calls a song and you only partly know it, let them know. It's like, hey, I can follow you here, but you either gotta cue me or I'm gonna have to drop out. Just let them know that yo, I don't got all of it. I don't got all of it. The fun part of the song is fun, but where the money is made is being able to know all the parts that aren't flashy and cool. Those still serve the songs in an immense way, so you gotta know those. You don't play as poorly as you'd think, and you don't play as well as you'd like. That is information I think is good at every stage of your guitar playing. Like I have a beginner in my Wednesday classes, 2 beginners actually, and they are gonna learn it quick, I can tell, but they didn't show up this last week because they might have got dissuaded or they might have been taking a break. I don't know, but I was waiting for them for their lessons and they didn't show up, and I was like, oh, I could tell their frustration, but they were doing well for like starting out. They were like, they could have picked this up really quickly, especially since they were taking lessons and I knew they'd make progress. It might have been me not going slow enough and giving what they need, but getting discouraged is one of your biggest enemies. In regards to me not practicing for my guitar lessons, I know sometimes you won't feel like it, but pick up the guitar for 15 minutes and play. After those 15 minutes, if you still don't feel like it, go do something else. I guarantee most of the time you'll do at least another 15 minutes, but use that to practice what I've asked. The man was right. So that was one of the things I talked to the guitar store owner when I in my interview. That was something that came up, and he's like, if they're not practicing, you got to ask why they're not practicing, because their parents are going to see they're not practicing, and you're the teacher. You have to make sure they're developing, and practice is the best way to do it. I tell my students in my lessons, I'm like, I just showed you how to do this. I taught you. I'm going to write it down. I write it down on my manuscript paper. I'll write out an exercise or something, and I'll say, all right, so you're going to practice this one on your own. It takes some time, and you'll be a lot more relaxed when I'm not here watching you. So make sure to practice it, and we're going to check it again next week. So like my lessons always geared to giving them homework, so that daily practice, even if it's 15 minutes, that's where you make all the progress. The lesson is where you learn, where you actually get better is when you take it home and practice. And I'll say this personally, it is so hard for me to just pick up the guitar for 5 or 10 minutes. There'll be days where I'm like, I don't want to play guitar, I want to play Siege. I want to go play video games. I want to play Risk of Rain for 2 straight days. But if I put my hand on the guitar, put it in my lap, and turn the amp on, as soon as I play my first chord, I'm already having fun. Even if I'm just practicing or even hearing myself like clean up my, wait, do I not know how to play that anymore? I'm just not used to finger picking that. But anyway, hearing myself progress, I've gotten worse. Oh! That felt disgusting. I gotta practice. I didn't practice. Actually, I did practice today, but now I want to practice more. I hope you like this video. If you'd like more like this, let me know in the comments. I really want to make more videos. I was just at a rut for a while because I forgot how fun this is. I've really been enjoying this video. I don't know if you can tell by my bouncing leg and the way I've been talking, but it's really fun for me to do this. So if you'd like more or you have questions in the comments, leave them down. I usually respond to all of them because I ain't got nothing better to do. This is pretty much what I do all day. And if you would like to learn more, I do have a guitar pack down below in the description called the Guitar Genius Complete System that has like basically everything I was talking about and showing you, all the scale shapes, all the chord shapes in a repeatable way with all the roots labeled red. So if you want to know what makes a chord, there is the music theory cheat sheet, which is free in the description. It is the best way to directly support the channel. That will keep me very inspired to make these videos, maybe even improve the videos, because I do spend my money that I make, I reinvest it back on courses and the like, so I'm always looking for new music stuff. My leg hasn't bounced as much in a while. This was so much fun. I'm so mad at myself because I made this video but messed it up like a few months ago, and then I just didn't upload anything besides shorts. So yeah, thanks for checking out. I hope to see you next time. If you like this, please subscribe.